Alright, let's go back to our Actor tab and click Create a New Actor. I'll name this actor Frank, and I'll drag Frank down into the stage as we've done so many times before. So again, we'll click on Frank, we'll open up the backstage by clicking on this icon, and let's take a look at our next behavior. So I'm going to scroll down to the change size. Now, don't mind that I'm skipping a few of these behaviors. Some of these behaviors, even though they're simple, are kind of dependent on other things that we'd create inside Gamesalad. So I'm just going through some of the basic behaviors that are most commonly used right now, and then we'll get into all these other behaviors later and why we might use them. So let's continue scrolling down to change size. So again, I have Frank's brain open, and I'm just going to simply drag and drop change size down into Frank's brain. So let's reposition Frank, put him in the center of our scene here, and let's preview this or simulate this game that we're building, and you can see that Frank starts to change size. He actually increases in size infinitely. So we'll back up. Again, work on Frank's prototype, not his instance. And you can see in the change size behavior, we have only one attribute to change this time, which is actually the speed or the amount of growth rate that he has. So you can see we can push this dial in both directions, positive and negative. It's a bit sensitive, so I like to type in these numbers. So instead of a growth rate of 1, let's see what happens when we type in 5 and preview that. You can see that Frank grows much faster. I can also type in a negative value, so I'll type in -1 and preview that. You can see that Frank actually shrinks down into almost nothing. So I'll back up. We can actually do minus 0.1. So not a whole number, and you can see Frank very slowly starts to shrink down. So change size will allow you to either increase the size or decrease the size of an actor. So we'll go ahead and back up. So take a moment to experiment with changing an actor's size. Now, if I go back to the Actor tab real quick and I click on Frank here, I can actually hit delete, and that deletes Frank from my actor bin and also from the stage as well. I can create a new actor. I'll give my actor a name. And of course, I'm going to add the change size behavior. But before I do, I actually want to change Jack's initial size. And what I mean by that, if we drag Jack out onto our stage, we can see that we get this very typical square that we've seen every single time, which I believe is about 100 pixels by 100 pixels in size. But if we click on Jack and go down to the attributes and click on the Actor tab down here, as we did before to change our actor's color, you can notice that not only can we change our actor's color, but we have an initial size here that we can change. I'm sorry, I was wrong. Instead of 100 by 100 pixels, it's actually 120 by 120. So I can actually click on 120 here in the width and change that to something like 50 and hit return and enter. And then also switch this to 50 in height as well. So now this actor Jack is a size of 50 by 50 pixels. Now you notice that that didn't update here in the stage. That's because I have to delete this actor from the stage and drag Jack back out. And you can see we get a much smaller Jack here as well. So let me repeat this process one more time with a new actor. I'll hit this plus icon to create a new actor. I'll name my actor. With that actor selected and the Actor tab here in Attributes selected, you can see we can do something like change the actor's color again. And again, we can open up that size pull down and change this actor. So this time I'm going to change this actor to something like 15 pixels by, let's say, 80 pixels. And if I drag Alex out on the stage, you'll see that we have a green actor that is 15 pixels by 80 pixels. You'll also notice as we click on the actor that we get these little boxes in the corners here. We can actually click and drag on those boxes to resize or reshape our actor. You can actually grab this handle as well, click and drag to rotate the actor around. So what you should do now is create a few actors, experiment changing their color and size initially here in the Attributes tab, and then also go into that actor and apply the change size behavior to each one of those actors. Try both a positive and a negative size value.